Good day, good day. Today we're going to talk about EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, up to $2 million as Facebook builds our audience as well as Instagram and YouTube. Please do follow us at Bossed Up Academy on any of these platforms. Don't forget to like and share our videos. You may be saving someone's business and we're helping them get out of business into business. So we're going to go ahead and get started in a minute. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. The economic injury disaster loan is the loan that's being provided by the SBA, and they just raised the cap up to $2 million. It is for businesses that have been in existence prior to January of 2020, prior to the pandemic, because the loan is set up to put you where you were pre-pandemic. That means that they want you to put your numbers back where you were before the pandemic so they can see how it affected your business. There's two parts to the EIDL. There's a grant part and there is a loan part. We're going to talk about the grant part first. You can get a grant up to, hey, only Graham. The grant is up to $15,000. There's two parts to the grant. That is where the first part is $10,000. A lot of people last year, when they originally went on the SBA site, they were supposed to get $10,000. They lowered it down and gave it you $1,000 per employee. Well, you can go back and get the other $9,000 if you're a sole proprietor. You can apply for this loan under your Social Security number if you are a sole proprietor. You do not have to have an LLC to apply for this loan. But it's a targeted grant. You must do the application for the loan in order for them to put you in queue for the grant. So you have to go on the SBA's website directly. It takes about 5 minutes to do the application. After you do the application, then you'll get a notification via email. So make sure your email address is correct. You'll get an email asking you to apply for the grant. This grant is targeted to low income areas. If your business is located in a low income area, you'll need your gross receipts. That's before taxes, before any deductions. That means the amount that your business brought in monthly. So you should be able to use your deposits if you don't have a very good record keeping system. So you can use your deposits to number your deposits by the month, and you're going to fill out that form. What they're looking for to give you the grant is a 30% loss in between your 2019 and your 2020 to show how the pandemic affected you. To get the additional add-on of $5,000, you must also have a 50%. That means half of your income must have been cut in half. Your gross revenue from your business must have been cut in half in order to get the additional $5,000, which will bring you to the total of $15,000. Now, on the loan side, that's up to $2 million. Then they are going to go off of the numbers, your gross receipts, but I'm going to give you the formula for the way that they're calculating how much you are eligible for in a loan. It is your gross receipts. That means the amount your business took in prior to you taking any deductions minus the cost of goods, and you multiply that by 2 because they're going to give you 24 months, which is 2 years of working capital. So you can look at your 2019 taxes, look at what your gross income was. That means before any deductions, that's on that top line. That was that line 7 that they used when they were doing PPP. Well, they're using that same line number if you're a sole proprietor, and they're going to do the cost minus the cost of goods. Once you take away the cost of goods, then that is going to be your income, your gross revenue, and you multiply it by 2, and they're going to give you 2 years worth of operating money. So if you got this loan previously, you can ask for an increase, but your increase is going to be based on your max. So if they gave you $25,000, and once you do the formula, you should have been eligible for $100,000, they're going to give you a loan increase of $75,000. So the difference between the 25 that you originally were given plus your the max that you can get, that's what they will award to you now. Also, you got to make sure that you have your 4506T. That is the form that they are generating for you within the portal, or if you're doing a reconsideration, you need to have the 4506T. Make sure, because a lot of people are getting denied for this, they make sure that your address on your 4506T that they may generate for you is the same address that you use on your tax returns. If they do not match, the IRS will not give them a transcript, and they won't be able to verify your income so they can give you the loan. A lot of people are telling people, oh, this is a loan, don't take it. 3.75% interest rate. You cannot get that on a credit card. This money will allow you to refinance your credit cards that you use for your business, not your personal, but your business. And this is to be the easiest way for you to get out of debt if you're in debt with your business, or you got some bills that need to be paid, or if you just want to kill your overhead for the next 24 months to really grow your business and magnify your business and give your business the leverage that you need to be successful. If you got 24 months of working capital, it's a game changer for a lot of businesses at 3.75% on a 30-year fix. If you took the loan last year, they gave you 12 months of no payments, and then they came back and gave you an additional 12 months of no payments. And then after they gave you the additional 12 months, so those people that took the loan last year won't make their payment for 24 months. If you take the loan now, you won't have a payment for 18 months. So you want to see if this is the best option for you. Also, you can go in your portal to get the increase. And look in your portal and see if it's got a button on there for increase. Do it, complete all the paperwork so that you can get your increase if you've already got it. So it's kind of like PPP. You can get 2 rounds of it. Also, it's not in law. I do want to be clear about that, but there are businesses that are out here fighting and lobbying for this money to be forgiven, just like PPP, even though it's not as of yet. But you don't want to miss out in case they do decide to forgive the money at a later time. So we don't know that that's going to happen, but Could it happen? It's a very much a possibility that it could happen. You want to make sure that you understand that there's no prepayment penalty. So if you pay the loan off early, you will not have any extra fees. You just pay the interest that accumulated on the loan. For example, if you take a $10,000 loan out with them right now, your payment is approximately $70 a month. If you take a $150,000 loan out with them, your payments will be $700 a month. This will be the easiest business loan that you will ever get in your life if you qualify for it. They're not asking you for a business plan. They're not asking you for a budget to tell you what you're going to do with the money. None of that. This is the easiest loan if you ever wanted a business loan in your life and you have not been successful in getting one. This is the easiest way to go. Now, I know that some of you are stuck in reconsideration. A lot of errors that I'm seeing with people that are stuck in reconsideration. You have to fill out that form of the schedule of liabilities. It looks like a grid sheet, and it asks you who do you owe, how much you owe them, how much you pay them a month, when did the loan originate, when will it mature, when will you have it paid off. You have to fill that out and sign it. You have to have that schedule of liabilities a part of your reconsideration or part of you to get the loan, because they do want to see what bills you have. The 4506T. Make sure that your 4506T is filled out correctly. It must match your tax returns. However, you have your business name on your tax return. However, you have either your EIN number or your Social Security number on your tax returns and the address. If not, they won't be able to verify your business. A lot of people are going to get denial letters this week for their increase, and you want to make sure that your 4506T is correct, or you will get denied. You can do a reconsideration for your increase, but make sure that you are not getting caught up in some of these traps of not having your 4560T filled out correctly. You got to have that ledger of liabilities. You have to have a meeting. Even if you're the only person in your business, you still got to fill out that form that says that you had a meeting and you are authorized to sign for a loan on behalf of your business. So you do have to fill that out. Everything that the SBA is asking you for, you need to fill it out. Don't assume that just because you got denied that it's due to your credit. In the middle of your denial paper that they're going to email to you, it's not going to be in your portal, it's going to be in your email. If you don't see it, do a search in your email for SBA.gov. And I would recommend you do this search every week so that you make sure that you're not missing any emails from your loan officer or updates on things that you need to know. So go into your email, find your denial letter. In the middle of the denial letter, this is the only thing in the middle of the letter that they have in bold print is the reason your loan was denied. Don't just assume why your loan was denied. Some people says that their loan was withdrawn and they never withdrew their loan. Some people say due to credit history. That is very much a possibility, but still get a reconsideration because now credit is not weighing as heavily because some people's credit has been affected by the pandemic. So reapply do your reconsideration. Also, some are saying unverifiable business. That means that if your transcript comes back and they can't get any information because you got a wrong address or something, then you need to get that fixed. You don't want to just say, oh, well, they didn't verify my business. Sometimes some loan officers are going to look online to see if you have a web address, if you got a phone number, if you have a internet presence. Some of them are going to that step to do that. Now, if your tax return is stuck somewhere, you may want to set up an appointment with the IRS to go in and have your tax returns clocked in and send them a copy of the clocked in copy of your tax returns. A lot of people that filed extensions, your taxes are not due until October the 15th. So they're not counting on your 2020 taxes because they know they're not due yet. But they are going to be looking for them as the months progress. They're going to be looking for those tax returns. But as of right now, they're going off of your 2019 pre-pandemic tax returns. So you want to make sure that you got that. And then we talked about the escalation. If you've turned in everything, that means your ledger with your of liabilities. If you did your meeting and sent all those forms in and you're just stuck and not hearing anything, then as a last resort, escalate your file to your senator or your congressman. That means going to senate.gov or house.gov. If you don't know who your representative is in your area, request the authorization form from their office. Get that authorization form, fill it out, send it back to that congressman's office, and they will do the escalation for you. SBA has to answer them and get you an answer. But you don't want to use this if you haven't done your part. If you have not done your part, don't use this as an escalation method for them to tell you you didn't fill out the ledger, for them to tell you they couldn't find your transcript because your 4506T was not right. You want to make sure you got all your stuff, because that office, the congressman's office, they're processing many authorizations for many people. So this is like your one-time shot for them to get an answer for you, and you don't want to use that one time of escalation for something that you could have prevented. So make sure that you've called and that you've emailed and that you got all of your documents in and that you have been waiting for a period of time before you escalate it, because you don't want to abuse the escalation system. And then once you really do get all your documents in, now nobody wants to help you because they've already contacted the SBA one time on your behalf. So you want to make sure that you use this escalation as a last result once you've done your part for this. I would encourage you to go after it. Make sure that you're following everything that's on the reconsideration letter. Also, they're asking you to write a letter telling them why your loan should be reconsidered. So I would ask all of those things. I would put it all together. Make sure that your application number is on every page. So that way, if you faxing it in and the faxes get messed up or switched around, you can they can find your file. So I will put my application number on and be consistent with it, either on the bottom left hand corner or the bottom right hand corner of every page, so they know that that belongs to your application. Your application number, if you don't know your application number, it's inside of your portal. If you or when you submitted it, you should have took a screenshot of it when you submitted your application, because it immediately gave you the application number when you submitted your application. But do go into your portal, look and see what is available to you. I would check your portal at least a minimum of one time a week in order for you to know what's going on with your file. You may even want to call them. And I found that if you call very early morning, then you're not competing with West Coast people at that time. So you want to make sure that you're calling them early in the morning, because once you get up in the day, people, then you got the West Coast people calling them because it's their early morning. And then you got people that more people are awake or they on their lunch break or whatever, and they can call in. So the call volume kind of gets high as the day progresses, or you may want to try very late evening. But I've noticed that very early morning works best when trying to get through as far as wait times go. So you do want to do that. And I wish everybody luck. And if you need some help, please do reach out to me. And again, I cannot stress enough that this is the easiest business loan that you probably will ever obtain that does not require collateral or a large magnitude of paperwork. I promise you, this is the easiest thing that you can do. And then even if you are unsure, I would apply, because, and then you may want to just hold your funds for a couple of months to see if you're going to need it. And then that way, if you don't need it and you want to send it back, remember there's no prepayment penalty. But if the funds are out or you do end up needing more than you thought, then it's going to be you're going to have a hard time being able to get the funds, because there are a lot of businesses. You're not just competing with small businesses, you keep competing with very large businesses for this funding. Also, be very careful and be very mindful that you are using bank accounts that will accept electronic transfers. If you're using Cash App or Chime, some of those will not take electronic transfers. So you do not want to have get approved and have your money stuck out in la la land. So you want to make sure, call you if you're not sure, if you're not banking with one of the bigger bank entities, make sure that your account that you put in with the SBA to verify your account, that it will accept electronic transfer, because like I said, you do not want your funds stuck in la la land. And I would suggest that you do not change bank accounts, close bank accounts, do anything with your bank account while you're going through this process, because if you change bank accounts and now you got a new account and you want them to send the money somewhere else, it just may not happen. I mean, they're just dealing with hundreds of thousands of people, and they may not have the time to switch your bank account. So I would not switch bank accounts. Whatever account that you put in on that site, expect them to send the money there. Once you are approved, people are getting their funds in 10 days or less electronically. Also, for people that don't like answering calls, they don't know, from people they don't know, or these car warranty people are calling nonstop, the SBA is calling you from a Texas phone number or a 1-800 number. While you're on the phone, if you're kind of skeptical about scammers, I would Google the phone number that's calling you, and it will tell you if that is a legit person on the other line. So answer any calls from Texas. I would answer 1-800 calls right now while you're going through this process, because they are both calling from Texas numbers as well as 1-800 numbers. And once that person has called you one time, I would program that number in my cell phone, so that way when they are calling, you know that they are calling and you don't miss their call and hold up your funding. So I would very much tell you to make sure that you're answering any Texas phone numbers or any 1-800 numbers during this time, because loan officers are really trying to push a lot of people through this queue, and they're not waiting on people to respond by email. And some of them are picking up the phone and giving you a call. Again, I wish you luck in getting as much money that as you are entitled to get under this program, and hopefully you can stay afloat and actually leverage your business and grow your business and take your business to the level that you may not have seen pre-pandemic if it were not for these funds.